Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, The Journey Home. I'm your Dungeon Master, Darby, and joining me as always are Zoe, playing Cevia, Emily, playing Beatrice, Laura, playing Conrad, Mitch, playing Designation 42, and Johanna, playing Fall. Let's jump into it. So, where we last left off, the party ventured into the Mournlands of Eberron, and immediately Exley suggested bypassing the potentially day or two's trek through the use of Windwalk. Getting immediately to the glass plateau where the tomb was said to rest. The party took rest there for the night, and one by one took watch, and was slowly alerted to the fact that there was someone watching or someone nearby, which culminated in the appearance of the Lord of Blades, who came to speak to Exley, curious about what he was doing here in the Mournlands with these mortal beings. So, after he departed, Exley and Beatrice continued their watch, which was the final for the night. So you all wake up. Those of you who had yes,
just in terms of waking up, Beatrice is going to wake up. Oh, what was his name? The one that had watched before they did.
Artis.
Beatrice is going to walk up to Artis when it's around time for everybody to start getting up. And is just going to kick his foot to wake him up.
Morning.
You did great job of watch.
Thank you. I take it there was nothing... Actually, I will roll him an insight check at that, because you do seem quite sarcastic, and we both know how you felt to that.
Sarcastic.
Has he got decent insight? Because this is...
Beatrice isn't hiding it.
Yeah. I take it you spotted something.
Yes. What are they called? Like him, and she points at Exley.
A Warforged?
But much, much more dangerous.
He looks at Exley. He looks at Prime. Sounds like something we're gonna need to avoid.
Yes, which means we need to be a little sharper next time.
Of course.
And Beatrice turns around and walks away.
All right. Right. So, as everyone wakes up, anyone who was suffering from a point of exhaustion from the mist, the smog, has exhaustion reduced by 1, which I think should completely recover everyone. Cevia, you still have the hiccups.
She wakes up, she's a big stretch. And then as she sits there, she looks out across the beautiful morning on like this huge new plane we're in. And mid-admiration goes, and then just continues to hiccup, her head in her hands, uncaring as to whether or not it wakes anyone else up. She just and just yells to herself.
I think Fall would probably be like waking up and then hear that and be like, oh no. Please tell me that's just another random bout.
No, it's the same one.
Oh, goodness.
Took me ages to get to sleep.
Ooh. That's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. What kind of magic would do that? It must have a loophole. It surely wouldn't just be permanent hiccup spell.
No, I believe this to be a form of wild magic. It is sometimes called in academic circles. It's mostly just this idea that sometimes magic can react strangely to being cast. So occasionally it will just have different effects than those you plan, such as Exley turning red and hello, and this.
Oh, and I had a weird mask appear.
Oh, did you?
On my watch. Yes, I wasn't thinking about the magic thing, but it disappeared after an hour, I think. I hope it did. Unless it went invisible or intangible or something.
Most effects are temporary. You hear of people losing their hair for 24 hours or randomly accumulating sheep for 6 seconds or teleporting into random places. It's very rarely detrimental to the user or those around them. I'd assumed this one might go away after a rest. However, it is seeming that if there is a cure, it is an active one.
Right, we're gonna have to kind of try to work that out, I guess. It's not like some kind of riddle, is it? Is there gonna be some kind of sensible solution?
Well, it's magic, so it's either the most obvious thing you can think of or the least obvious thing you can think of. I tried dispelling it, but that didn't seem to do much.
I could try to cure wounds? It's not really a wound.
No, not really. I don't know, I can't think straight.
At that, Beatrice walks up, looks at Cevia, and then just sort of taps her on the forehead and casts Cure Wounds at first level.
I mean, she's just woken up. She's at full hit points. It does nothing.
Thank
also,
you for trying,
roll me a percentile.
If you get hiccups too, I'm gonna scream laugh. That's
And we're so funny. My percentiles, there's one. Oh, she.
40. Okay. Okay, a purple ball and chain appears attached to your leg.
See, like that. Strange effects, adverse effects, but
At least it's not the hiccups.
does it weigh anything? Cevia goes to touch it and see if it's corporeal and if it is heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no.
Oh no. Is that going to impede your movement?
Perhaps. Beatrice bends down and tries to pick up the ball.
Yeah, roll me a strength check.
13?
13. It's really heavy, but you can kind of struggle and grunt and manage to pick it up. I will say, Cevia, because of the way you seem to be approaching this, do roll me an intelligence check.
Oh god, please. Please.
No!
Can I get any sort of advantage for being smart?
Actually, this would probably fall under Arcana, so...
Arcana check, not
Yes.
intelligence?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because
A
this
benevolent god.
is about wild magic. So,
Thank you, benevolent god Darby, because that turns what would have been an 8 into a 16. So, thank you.
okay. So, you recall that this hiccuping effect occurred after you cast a spell that was associated with that came from your divine boon that you were granted in Barovia. It is more akin to clerical magic than most of your arcane resources. Beatrice, whose magic is kind of rangery, is rangery, is about travel and wildlands and survival, was the effect was that her movement is constrained. Ball's effect, with the mask that you've been told of, Fall's magic is, from what you can tell, almost akin to kind of bardic magic in its approach. There appears to be an association between different types of magic and the different effects produced. That's as much as you're getting for 16.
How does that help?
There may be further that thought goes.
You need to do another spell at the same time?
Brain go burr. Cevia, she's just lost some time staring blankly at Beatrice struggling to hold this ball. Still periodically just she's kind of doing the math lady face.
There does come a point with the ball where, Beatrice, you find yourself suddenly unburdened by it as it just disappears.
Oh, yours can just disappear. Okay.
Oh, good.
I will think on this. I might be able to find a way to work this out before we get to the temple. Until then, we should probably prepare to go in, do what we can, and leave as little trace as possible in case of others being out and about.
Yes. Yeah, I guess so. We'll figure it out eventually.
It'll be fine.
It should be noted that while I do not know whether they dwell inside the temple, there are others like me who are roaming this land, and they do not appear to take kindly to the actions that we are attempting.
Oh, good.
Exley got knocked out of sky.
Oh, Exley.
I found the first of my kind and after a brief discussion, he informed me that I was a traitor to Warforged, and then promptly left.
That's a little rude of him. Right. So what exactly... Why does he think we're a threat or something?
I believe that they feel the actions we are taking will once again allow the inhabitants of the city to encroach on this land, which is where the Warforged live.
Oh. That's unpleasant to hear. I guess we didn't exactly know many of the details of our mission.
No, but there is also to be considered that the continuation of this effect on this land is also affecting another culture's ability to perform their rites and their rituals. There are many cultures at play here. I would hate to sound cruel, but it is not our job to perform diplomacy.
Yet we are the ones with the decision to make.
Yes, we are. And it does not look as if there is an easy way to appease everyone in this particular situation.
For what it's worth, this land was the land of mortal beings before it was the land of Warforged. They have claimed this place only because no one else can sustain themselves here. Not since the morning.
They probably will need a place to live after as well, are we able to, talk to them or something?
I don't know exactly how willing they'd be to talk to mortals. Once he saw that Exley was also Warforged, he was not as... he was a little more interested in Exley until Exley stated what we were doing.
Yes, And it does seem like a very complicated issue. I think I'll follow all of yours lead in this one. Yes, so I don't know. Do you not want to do this anymore, Exley, or?
I am uncertain. I have been searching for something for a while, and in the span of 2 days, I have come to the realization that I am not alone in this world, and also been told that I am.
Paul just kind of pulls a yeesh kind of expression and's like, yeah, that's a tough one to deal with. Yep, I think uncertainty makes sense. Cool. I'm gonna make breakfast. Paul just kind of awkwardly goes away and looks for food.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not even gonna ask you to roll a survival check. This is a Ballaran obsidian glass plateau.
Oh yeah, probably
There
like
is-
looks in people's packs for supplies.
Yeah.
Other people's packs.
Probably Cevia's pack.
That's fair.
She wouldn't mind. No, what's Conrad doing? Is he awake?
Yeah, he probably would have gotten up. He probably was standing on the fringes of that conversation, but didn't bother to interject, I guess. But probably, I suppose, if that has lulled into a bit of silence, he'll go, well, the way I see it, regardless of the morality of one or the other, we have been asked to do a duty that may help us in our task and further our goals. As long as people are certain on what their goal is, that's all that matters, in my opinion. The rest can be sorted out by themselves. As long as we get in here, fix whatever's going on, and then get the payment for it, and ideally passage out of here. We should leave the rest to them. That's how I see it, anyway. He says, leaning edgily against whatever.
I would agree with Conrad. Exley, I understand the desire to want to be with those that look like you, but this is a bigger issue than us. This is a matter of diplomacy for the people of this world. And as much as none of us are 6'8" and made of metal and wood, you have not been alone. You have been one of us. I am sorry if we have not made you feel that way, but I urge you not to feel obligated to form an allegiance with those that shun you purely because you are made of the same stuff.
I would agree. There's not much worth in being with those that are similar to you if they their first option is to attack, and then, as you have restated, spurn you once you do not fit their mold. But that is the individual's choice to make. I'm more curious, and then he does like stride towards them more. I am more curious. You say that is the first of your kind, but you believe you have never left Barovia.
This form has not. This spirit has not. I believe my body has.
Well, then the true question here remains, and he like strides up to Exley, and then kind of like, you're probably tall enough for that, pokes him like roughly in like the center chest part of his plate. What is more important, the origin of your body or the origin of your soul? If we're to be asking these sorts of questions. Just a thought.
Exley is silent and kind of ponders this.
Well, see if you're still hiccuping, it's incredibly annoying. How do we stop this?
I'm sorry!
Will more spiders help?
No, absolutely not. I definitely don't think more spiders will help.
And while she's saying that, Conrad like looks down to his like little bag. He opens it up and says, "In spider, how do I get her to stop?" Which would just be some horrible chittering like noise. While Stevie's been like, "I don't know." Cursed.
We don't know. Yeah.
Oh, good. More meat soon. And he shuts his little bag. So it was magic, was it? Perhaps you just didn't get a big enough of a fright. Would a bigger spider work?
No!
Or another
No.
creature?
No, personally, I'm feeling like, regrettably, the answer may be more magic.
More magic.
Yes.
So when Steve is hiccuping, there's no it just looks like regular hiccuping, right?
Yeah.
Is there any nothing is different from that
No.
whatsoever?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I'm trying to look through my spells desperately, like, does a hiccup count as a poison?
It was caused by
Ending on the hiccups.
a divine source of magic being affected by wild magic.
But
It was
holy
horrible
token.
necromancy.
I'm stupid.
I don't know. Connor wouldn't know.
So
He didn't have magical knowledge. He would just look over her and assess her, but yeah.
Cevia would probably know, but I, Zoe, do not. And I, Zoe, am stupid today. It's on the tip of my brain. Actually, this is probably going to do nothing and just waste a spell slot. But Cevia, upon the threat of bigger, more spiders, puts kind of like both hands to her neck as if to be like, what is happening here? And is accidentally going to trigger identify using her cleric slots, which means it's prepared and can just happen.
Which, is it that it just happens, or is it takes a minute, I believe.
Even if it's just a spell slot.
I believe with the spell slot, it is 1 minute.
No, this ruins my thing. Yeah, it is. Oh no. Okay, then yeah, Cevia's gonna I guess feel the tingling of magic at her fingers, and then kind of go like, well, we might as well experiment. And so she is gonna do the 1 minute casting of Identify on herself, and she also feels really, it's strange, it's happening a lot, like in super speed, and she's not used to that, and it feels again that divine origin and not her normal arcane origin.
Now, what is Cevia's process for calling upon her divine magic as opposed to her arcane magic?
Ooh, that's a good question, baby. Because her source is Arcani, and Arcani is magic knowledge. I feel like it's almost that she feels as if there is something at the back of her head. Like there's just a divine kind of thrum at the back of her skull, and it's almost like she closes her eyes and has to concentrate and tap into that rather than the normal part of her brain she taps into.
Okay.
I guess.
There is no spell affecting you.
But do I need to now roll a percentile again?
You do.
If I get double hiccups, 3?
3. Okay, noted.
Oh no. So yeah, Cevia just kind of goes quiet except for hiccuping for a minute. And then as soon as that minute's done, there's another 6 seconds of like silence, and then just I'm at the end of my tether, and I've only been awake for half an hour. I'm truly
The magic caused it. You have tried to use magic to get rid of it, I presume?
Yes, but I feel as if it's on the tip of my brain, working out what's going on and how to fix it.
Goodness, a pity you tried to heal me before. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in this mess. He must be regretting that decision now.
Well, no, of course I don't regret healing you, Conrad.
He said the last thing very flippantly, and then I look at his nails, and he's just like, huh. I don't understand this. That was not the response I was expecting. It's like, okay. So instead then he like grabs her wrist and like looks at her and just tries to be like, and thinks in his brain like, what do I do? He's just gently directing this to the like miasma of his patrons, but he's just staring at her intensely because I don't think he has any magic that isn't directly harmful. So he's just thinking.
Yeah, roll me, I guess, your choice of Arcana, Religion, or Medicine. Tell me which of the three you're rolling.
Arcana, Religion, or Medicine. Religion.
Okay.
Alright. And so it's a +3, so a 15.
Okay, 15. This is a divine problem. There must be a divine solution.
But what, he says aloud, but what do I do about it?
I
tilts his head to one side.
What do the divine
Conrad's
always...
trying to think real hard. His brows furrow. He's standing very close to Cevia, just glaring at her. Yes, Darby?
What do those who follow the divine always think will solve their problems?
Does Cevia have to pray? This is Conrad's realization, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
that makes me want to die.
Unfortunately, my brain is not doing that. I don't know. Can I roll an intelligence check?
Yeah.
Because Conrad would surely think of this, but I...
Well,
No.
This is part of it. Like for 15, yeah. Like you can follow that through. Like Conrad would be able to work out. So divine problem, so divine solution. What is divine practitioner's go-to solution? Prayer.
Prayer. Oh. Okay. So you have gotten this from using your new magic. That you were afraid that it might be the same as me, yes?
Of a sort.
And you believe it to be from religious source, yes?
Regrettably.
It seems stupid, but why not ask through prayer for it? He lets go of her wrist. Or something of the sort. It's divine magic that gave you this. Surely there's a way to get rid of it through that?
Cevia's mouth just kind of works for a minute silently. As she stands surrounded by everyone in the party, including two strangers and a robot having an existential crisis. She now also has a mild existential crisis. And then just very quietly, to the point where maybe only Conrad can hear her, she goes, Akane, mother of knowledge, can you please end these hiccups?
A moment passes. And another moment passes. And another moment passes. And through all these moments, there is not a hiccup that tries to escape your body.
I'm going to scream. She prayed away the hiccups.
My God.
So I am using a PDF document from the DM's Guild by a Dave Pantillo called Wild Magic for Every Class. I will link
Thanks,
it
Dave.
down in the description. And for the cleric list, there is on an 85 or an 86, you get a case of hiccups that can only be cured by prayer.
That's incredible. I
That is
really like that.
exclusively on the cleric's list.
Good job, Dave.
Thanks, I guess.
Cara just looks again quite incredulous. Like, well, there we go. And he steps back, adjusts his collar up again, and then stalks off to go and to check his pack to go and eat some jerky or something.
Cevia looks absolutely dumbfounded. And then just goes, "Thank you." And then is actually going to go and just sit next to Exley quietly.
All right. So, is there anything else folks want to do with their morning's preparations?
Exley is going to recast Animate Dead on Prime.
Of course.
I'm assuming I would need to roll for that.
Yes. Also, something I forgot. Exley and Conrad, of course, second day in Eberron. Second hit point down.
Absolutely. Another point that I wanted to bring up as well.
Yes.
The damage that Exley took from the Lord of Blades, was that before or after the long rest?
That was before.
Okay, cool.
So you're on full.
Excellent. Full in quotation
full
marks.
minus the 2 down from your maximum.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. On
The percentile
on percentile, yes.
for Animate Dead.
So many things to deal with. This I think this is the same thing that you it might be slightly different, but everyone notices as Exley turns a mix of bright yellow with red stripes.
Are we ready to go now?
Nice paint job.
I actually looks at Prime. Is there anything wrong?
Not with Prime, no.
Okay.
Your colour. 'Tis different.
What has changed? Oh my.
Oh, it's a nice look for you. It suits you.
It's very eclectic.
Very bright.
The magic, I
Interesting.
presume.
Are the mushrooms also this color?
The wording of this, I'm going to say no.
Oh, nice. Maybe spread out the mushrooms a bit more. And you might just look spotty though.
You don't mix spots and stripes.
Not unless you're pattern clashing, baby. Well, yes, this is Exley, Conrad. Have either of you ever heard of wild magic?
I have heard of magic that is cast with wild effects, but nothing that does this.
My knowledge of it is not good. I do not know much about magic. Tell me more.
Yes, this should actually probably be something we should discuss before we go into this temple, as there is a very high likelihood of this happening quite a lot. So, feels weird not to do the fake hiccuping anymore. So, with magic, magic can come from many different sources. And the thing is, sometimes depending on those sources, it can change the way the magic works. It can change the way it looks or the way a spell requires casting. For instance, Beatrice curing wounds is always going to be different from Exley curing wounds. They come from different sources. Some people some people can, in their placement of magic, find that when they cast spells, the magic can sometimes splinter off in a way and create new effects secondary to the spell they cast. This often only affects the person, occasionally people around them. However, there are places or situations in which this can occur as an area of effect. There are, in Fierlor, there are forests, wilds, areas where there is a certain magical aura that can trigger this wild magic to occur to any caster that walks into its space. I believe that not only are we in a place that causes our magic to become a little bit wild, but we are in a place that can sense and identify the source of our magic and use that to change the effects. For instance, Beatrice, the ranger, her magic, when it splinters, caused her to be unable to move. The magic I used earlier, based in healing and divinity, caused me to have an affliction that required the intervention of a god. I do not know what stripes have to do with what Exley does, but I'm sure there is some sense of correlation. Or potentially the colours?
Just poor camouflage, if that is the idea.
Wild
Maybe
magic
the creature.
Yes, wild magic rarely cares for camouflage. It cares to be known. Most magic cares to be known.
Okay, interesting. Conrad will flick his hand and his rapier will appear, because that's his his little
Your packed weapon?
Yeah. And then he closes his eyes for a moment and opens them as the amber kind of fades from his eyes as he casts Green Flame Blade on his sword. Does anything happen?
No.
So he just looks at the sword, blinks away a bit of a strayed fleck of amber, and then looks back at Cevia's well, clearly I'm immune. So
No, you see, there is magic is also persnickety. With certain people, magic tends to be, just so. And one of the things magic tends to be just so about is that certain low energy magical effects are not enough to trigger the splintering.
low energy.
Well, technically, when you look at it from an academic sense, it is not necessarily that it takes less energy to cast, just that it is academically considered quote-unquote lower. The technical term for many of these kinds of spells is a cantrip.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I think I tried some little illusions earlier on and nothing happened, but then I levitated somehow, and that made a mask appear on my face.
Ooh, fascinating. But
Interesting.
yes, so in general, I do not think that this splintering of magic should make us fear any potential repercussions.
Indeed not.
These are
What
generally...
you could learn.
Yes.
More.
These are harmless effects, generally.
Yes, so you should all see what happens. I mean, if hiccups are the worst thing that can happen.
Well, it depends. I've heard of wild magic going dangerously awry. However, it's a rarity. And I do not know if it will occur here or if it will occur to any of us. It's a different kind of... It feels different here. But yes, I do not think we should allow this to inhibit our magical abilities, but just we should be aware there are, as always, it seems, consequences to our actions.
Not always. We shall see. How are everyone's preparations?
I'm ready as ever.
Good, everyone fed and watered.
I'm all good and ready to go, as is Dragonbait.
Good.
Time and I are ready, and should we require additional sustenance, I may be able to provide.
Interesting.
Yes, Exley makes some wonderful little berries that can feed you for a whole day.
Ah, yes, the berries. I recall those.
I'm always ready.
Right.
Is Exley still yellow and red? Because last time it only lasted 6 seconds.
No, last time you didn't see how long it lasted because he immediately turned into mist. Where is my... There it is. I do need to double check where it is.
Then we just have a stripey boy.
Druid. Okay. It lasts 10 minutes, so we'll have expended by now, I would say. So, could I get someone to roll me a survival check?
Sure thing.
And roll it with advantage, as Artis would be helping you as well, to try to find where the entrance to the tomb would be.
Well, I rolled badly both times.
Oh.
But not that badly, because Beatrice has a +10 to survival, so that's a 21.
21. Okay. So, so it probably takes you about an hour, I would say, to find this dip in the plateau. Where you are able to see that there is an entrance, or there are a couple of what could be potentially entrances, and it's going to be a difficult climb down because this is ultimately an obsidian glass plateau. But this appears to be where the entrance is. So, can I get everyone to roll me an athletics check to navigate their way down the glass cliff face of this plateau?
Can I use my acrobatic skills to find a way of doing this?
Because you are a monk, I will allow it.
Thanks. And I'm an acrobat, and I have puny little arms. Thank you.
That's an 18 for
Okay.
Beatrice.
So Beatrice manages to climb down without much issue.
How far down do we need to go?
It's about 15 to 20 feet.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, no, Prime will do that.
Yeah.
Just mildly concerned if he falls to his death.
Oh, I got a 21, so fall
21.
was kind of like
Yeah.
utilizes a smooth maneuver.
Yeah.
I'm very good at falling and not taking any damage as well, so probably just drops half the way, does a little roll.
I got a 19, so
Yeah.
Conrad handily makes his way down.
Beatrice gets down first and turns around and gets ready to catch Cevia when she falls. I'm sorry, but
Emily, without being in the same room as me, how'd you know I rolled a 5? With a +0 modifier.
because I know Cevia has terrible athletics.
Yeah, and my dice hate me
Okay.
tonight.
And Exley and Prime?
So Exley got a 21 and Prime got a 20.
Okay. So, everyone makes it down one way or another fine. Except for Cevia and Artis. Who both kind of slip on their way down and initially grab onto part of the glass, and grab for it's onto various parts, each taking 1 point of piercing damage as the glass stabs into their hand. And in the reaction of pulling away, both fall. So taking, that's a bad roll for you guys. That is a 5 and a 6 on 2d6. So that is 11 points of bludgeoning damage. Beatrice, give me a because you're preparing it. Give me a dexterity. We'll say a dexterity saving throw to catch Cevia.
Dexterity saving?
Yes.
Uh, 22.
22. Okay, with that, Beatrice, you are able to kind of catch Cevia's fall for the most part. It's still a bit of a shock to your system, Cevia. So you do still take half damage, so that's going to be 6 damage total between the piercing and the bludgeoning.
Okay, so I don't take the full 11?
No. You
Okay,
only
then I'm
take
going to
5
heal
of the
myself
11.
5 points. Okay, then I'm going to heal myself some of those points. Okay.
Yeah. You should be on 63. Hit point.
We need to teach you a little bit more of the strengthening.
Actually,
Oh.
Artis is gonna have
Beatrice
to
says
roll.
as she's probably caught Cevia bridal style. It's just standing there holding her plonk.
Cevia lets out a deep exhale and goes well, I mean, how often are we going to be climbing sheer glass cliff faces?
Yeah, that was not fun. Artis says,
Oh, are you
wiping
all right?
the blood from his hand on his leather armor.
Oh. Yes, no, that one. Oh, there's so much. Sorry, Beatrice, if I'm getting blood on you. Oh, no, that's so much.
Oh no, blood.
Well, it's not a pleasant thing.
It's not like I haven't had others' blood on myself before.
So, I am going to drag everyone's tokens onto the map here. And
Excellent.
so I will say, while it does look to be grasslands outside with some shrubs and all that, it based on the map, it is not. It is just another bit of sheer flat glass obsidian. The one thing of note is there is this one how do I say this kind of pillar, almost stalagmite like at one point, but other than that, it is pretty much flat other than the kind of wall around you. So everyone
Fair enough.
be on
Conrad
that
strides
there.
over to the to the like the little pillar while Cevia and Beatrice are kind of sorting themselves out and has a look there.
All right.
Anything interesting about it, or it's just a stalactite?
So-
Stalagmite?
So this is a. It does appear to be a 15-foot tall stalagmite of cracked black glass, and behind it you see a dark passageway. Obscured with creepers. A second smaller tunnel burrows into the base of the cliff to the east. And so the pillar itself has a message carved into it in common.
Interesting. Come take a look over here. Everyone?
That message goes thusly.
Fear the night when the Forsaken One seizes. Death mantle, and the seas dry up, and the dead rise. I, Lady Ilmar, reap the world of the living. Those who dare enter take heed. The enemies opposed. One stands between them. In darkness it hides. Don the mask or be seen. Speak no truth to the doomed child. The keys turn on the inside only.
Okay then. Cora's been writing this down. Well, that sounds wonderful. I surely cannot wait to go into this temple. He then kind of turns around his heels and I guess looks over the rest of the party. And then and he'll be like, are you bleeding just for fun, old man, or do you need some help with that? To Artis.
It's not too much of trouble at this point.
He kind of reaches into his pocket because he bought a whole bunch of med kit stuff. Throws he tears off a bit of bandage and throws it at him, which either he catches or just throws at him.
He catches that.
Great. It would have been amazing if he hit him in the head.
Thank you.
No problem.
What's the
Get that
DC?
sorted.
What's the DC on those?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
So in the meantime, what are other people doing?
Doesn't seem to be a DC. It's just you have things that you can do. So proficiency bonus adds to heal checks and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay.
Exley is keeping an eye out on our surroundings. Make sure, we're not getting snuck up on by anyone who has lived in this cave for longer than we've been in here.
As is Beatrice.
Full was Full tried to heal Cevia with cure wounds, and then after I see it works, he's like, oh good, that made it get better.
Super quick.
It
Good
did.
to see. Good to see.
Did a good job. You probably have to roll a percentile now.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
While Joe is doing that, as soon as Cevia's hand is healed, if Fall does not have a supremely bad wild magic happen, she is also doing what Conrad has done and is writing down this inscription in the back of her book.
Okay.
I got 50 for my percentile.
50.
Yeah.
So, make a performance check.
Okay. So that is it's quite good. Oh, that's a 25.
25. Okay. So. Okay. So, Who is?
I'm so scared right now.
Everyone, like every player character and Prime, are currently charmed by you.
Shit. Okay. Right. What immediately happens then? I guess because am I aware of this?
You are not.
Yeah.
So, a reminder of the charm condition, just as a condition. So, charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects, and the charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature.
And it's not you view them as like a friend, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh. So I guess act that however you wish. Yeah, I'll just be like, oh, excellent. That worked well, and I'm good. Are you? Do you feel much better now? That was quite a fall you took as well.
Oh yes, I feel. She does like a weird little double take and just looks at Fall like. Yes, and she like tucks her hair behind her ear. And she's like, no, thank you. I'm gonna go stand over here now. Sorry. Thank you again. Very good. Good at magic. Yes. And then just walks away to go write in her book.
Okay.
Exley will take Cevia's place.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
What's up? Did you find something? Do you need healing as well?
I do not require healing, although I do believe I have found something.
Oh, what's that?
I am not quite sure.
I think
Do you want me to describe it? Or, help you? What's going on?
Everything is fine. I just wanted to make sure that you were protected.
Yes, I'm perfectly safe right now. Full just kind of gives him a very, weird look. Okay.
Exley will nod and then just keep an eye out for anything going on.
Fantastic. Fully just, looking rather uncomfortable, and I guess we'll just kind of go and look to see what, I guess, Conrad and Beatrice are doing. Over it.
Yeah.
With the mission.
Beatrice is off to the side, sort of keeping an eye on everything. Not really paying too much attention
Nice.
to the group.
Excellent. And Conrad is looking over his notes again, but when Fall did that, when that effect happened, unlike Exley and Cevia, he's instead kind of shuddered, but then kind of his eyes have gotten that kind of glazed over look like he's had when he's been charmed by Strahd 50 million times. And he kind of just keeps shaking his head, looking over at Fall, but not in the same context. And then, yes, he's like, and he kind of like looks up for his book and goes, "Is that? Did everyone feel that just now? A strangeness?"
I mean, yes, I certainly did feel something strange.
Probably around this point that the charm fades.
It's silly. I must have been thinking of concern of Strahd not being gone. What does everyone think of the speech, the thing written on the thing there? It doesn't bode well, I must say. Certainly reminds me of the temple, that's for sure. I'm so excited to go in.
Yes, Cevia, like, shakes her head and, like, a little bit of glaze that had been in her own eyes, like, dissipates. She blinks really hard and then goes, "Yes, no, I do find that often when we go places that have either inscriptions or prophecies, it doesn't go fantastically. And this one certainly does not bode well."
To be fair, we have a perfect score on dealing with prophecies.
This is good point.
I assume as long as we don't come across this dead child, what? It really... I hope a lot of this is metaphorical and not literal. Otherwise, I mean, either way, it's going to be very depressing once we go in there, but some of these are far more depressing if they're literal.
This is true. I suppose we should all be on our guard. So I propose, it looks like there might be something further on in that direction. I propose that we determine what formation we shall be taking and be watchful.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yes. So of course I will be taking the 4. Long-range casters should be, and attackers should be to the back, with preferably someone towards the 4 as well for initial attack. Yes. Rest can disperse however they wish.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
I think I'm a middle person. Right.
I will be near the middle at the back, yes.
Beatrice walks towards wherever the back of the group is going to be.
Exley will walk up alongside Conrad. Do you wish for Prime to be in front of you in case anything should happen?
Conrad's kind of like eyes like widen for a moment, and then he gets that horrible grin that he gets sometimes. It's like, yes, that is a very good suggestion, actually. Yes, Prime should go in front, for certain. An excellent suggestion, 42.
Thank you.
Good. Do you wish to also take lead?
If you wish to lead, I will allow Prime to take direction from you.
'Tis optional, as long as Prime's goals remain the same as the group's. I do not mind who leads him. If you believe he'll perform more efficiently under your instruction, then keep up with me.
Very well.
Okay. So, Which pathway are you taking?
Can we scope the area out a little bit more? Figure out is there anything else
Yeah.
going on? Beatrice and Exley were having a bit of a look around before. Did we spot anything?
So I'm
God,
just
Prime's on the move.
Yeah, because I'm just using Prime to kind of...
Speedy.
I'm just moving Prime around.
For audio listeners, Darby is just kind of moving Prime around to kind of like clear out the shadows of our map, but he's zipping around like Sonic.
Yeah.
It's very terrifying. I'm assuming this is what he's actually doing in game 2. X is like, Prime, scope out the area. And Prime just like blasts around everywhere.
Should, once that all clears up, make all of the map... you might have to move around a bit, but it does more or less make the map visible to you. From where he is, you can see there are three kind of entries into different areas. So there is the one just above where Prime is, there's the one just above where Artis is, and there is the one to the right.
I guess, like, what are the vibes of each entry? Is it like, does one of them look like a main entry hall? Does one of them look like super spooky? Or like,
investigating them, so the one to the right is a long, thin pathway with a series of alcoves running the length of a narrow tunnel, each one featuring a bestial statue standing or squatting above a basin of oil.
Sounds very suspicious. Okay. It does look promising as the right path to take, though.
So, going through them from the first ones through to the end, they depict from west to east a moa and a jaculi and a Sioux monster, an almirage and a zorbo, an iblis and a frikhemoth, a grung and a kamadan. And then at the very end is a flail snail.
Okay, so that's the northernmost entrance.
That is the westmost entrance.
The westmost entrance.
East.
Okay.
Yes, eastmost. Sorry.
Okay. Cool.
Then there are the northwestern and the northern entrances. As for the northern entrance, a short tunnel ends at a slab of worked stone whose edges are marked by relief carvings of grinning skulls. 4 lines engraved at the center of the slab cross one another to form a star, with both ends of each line marking the location of a cube-shaped cavity cut into the door, 8 cavities in all. Finally, the western entrance. So, stone skulls peer down from the lintel, and old bones litter the threshold. As light strikes the entrance, a swarm of bats reaches out from within. The door itself is a slab of worked stone blocks. So a slab of worked stone a slab of worked stone which blocks the overgrown tunnel some 20 feet from the entrance. Grinning skulls mark the edges of the slab, and in the center of it there are 9 cube-shaped cavities arranged in 3 rows of 3. You see by the side, on the ground, there are 9 cubes with different beasts inscribed, carved into them. So, and those beasts bear a resemblance to the beasts indicated in this, depicted by the statues. So, while you guys decide which entrance you're going to take, that's where we're going to leave it for this episode. Thank you for listening.
Hey,
See you
thank
next week.
Thank you for
Yeah,
listening.
bye.
For listening.
Friend.